We are beginning a new series. For those of you who might not have figured this out yet or might not realize it, we theme our Sunday morning experience. All the music goes together, all the clips go together, but now all the kids' song stuff, the nursery stuff, and what we do here in Big Church all go together as well. And it's designed that way so that perhaps on the way home, if you have little ones, you'll ask them, well, what did you do in church, in your church this morning, kids? Well, we talked about creation and the book of Genesis. And you'll say, well, so did we. And so you'll actually, even though you may not have any idea where that book is located in the Bible, you'll have an idea of what to talk about because we'll have talked about it here in church. You can take your outline home with you, and you can actually have conversations, faith-based conversations over dinner. So it's designed that way, and it works out really well. And this Sunday, we are going to be talking about Labor Day. Imagine that, right? On Labor Day Sunday, our new series begins in the book of Genesis. It's called In the Beginning. And so the theme for this week is Genesis 2, and God created the heavens and the earth, and then He rested, didn't He? So while we're waiting for this little band of thunderstorms to pass, I want to share a clip with you as we move on to our service.
Every day's the same. Up at 6, shower by 6:30, dressed by 6:40, hot cup of coffee, breakfast on the run, out the door by 7, work by 8, more coffee. And then all day I can't really even tell you what I do. I pass the time until my real life can resume at 5. And I drink lots of coffee. I guess I live for the weekends and for 2 glorious weeks of vacation a year. For 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, 2,000 hours a year, I do this. If I manage to retire from this job at 65, it means that I will have done this for over 70,000 hours. 70,000. That's 9 years of my life. My life. This is what my life is about. This is my territory, this cube, these tasks, these accomplishments, this horrible coffee. What am I doing with my life? They told me that Jesus loves me and has a wonderful plan for my life, but this hardly seems to qualify. I'm grateful for a job. I'm a hard worker. I'm not opposed to work. It's just that I want my life to mean something. And I know I should be satisfied with spreading some love to my coworkers, but is it enough? I want to have a passion for what I do. And I want to know that it has purpose. I want adventure. I want fulfillment. I want more. But I have to pay the bills too and meet my responsibilities. My family is counting on me. Honestly, I don't know how to balance it all. I feel stuck and lost and confused, and I'm afraid that I'm wasting my life. What time is it? Only 9. 8 more hours.
So the creations of the heavens and the earth and everything in them was completed. On the 7th day, God had finished His work of creation. So He rested from all His work. And God blessed the 7th day and declared it holy, because it was the day He rested from all of His work of creation. This is the account of the creation of the heavens and the earth. So how many of you would consider yourselves workaholics? Answer these questions. Do you get more excited about your work than about a family gathering or anything else? Are there times when you can charge through work and other times when you can't get anything done? Do you take work with you to bed, home for the weekends, or even on vacation? Is work the activity you enjoy the most and talk about the most? Do you turn your hobbies into money-making ventures? Have your family and friends ever given up on expecting you to be anywhere on time? Do you believe it's okay to work long hours if you love what you're doing? Do you get impatient with people who have priorities other than work? Are you afraid if you don't work hard, you'll lose your job or be considered a failure? Is the future a constant worry for you even when things are going well? Do you get irritated when people ask you to stop working to do something else? Do you work long hours to the extent that it hurts your family and other relationships? Do you work or read during meals? Do you believe that more money will solve all your problems? If you answered yes to any one of those, and friends, I'll just be honest with you, I found myself in a lot of those statements. You know, if you answered yes, you very well may be a workaholic. Now, not only are many of us workaholics, but with the advent of wireless internet, hotspots, laptop computers, smartphones, and iPads, we can literally work 24/7, can't we? We can work all the time and never turn it off. We can cluster up in coffee shops, flip open the laptop, fire up the iPad, we're off and running. Children born in the last couple of years will not know a time when things like smartphones, GPSs, Bluetooth, Blu-ray, iPads, DVR, e-readers, social media, and so much more never existed. Think about that for a minute. All of those things have been advents of the last couple of years. Our children will never know a time when this doesn't take place. One of the things that we have learned in the education business is that because of the advent of all the electronic media, that kids' brains work differently from our brains. And you're like, oh, I already knew that. No, but literally, they literally, physiologically work differently. And friends, if we're going to reach this new generation, we have to reach them through their media, not through our media. Why do you think we use video? Why do you think we do the music we do? Why do you think we do all this stuff up here? So that we can reach a much broader generation. But with all that said and done, how do you turn it all off? How do you get to the point? Any of you ever go on a working vacation? Isn't that a bit of an oxymoron? But I've done exactly that. I don't think I'll be doing any more of that. Don't think for a minute that the emphasis on all this work isn't taking its toll on us. An estimated 60% of absences from work are from physiological problems due to stress and burnout associated with our jobs. It costs us over $57 billion a year. Mass layoffs, pay cuts, endless work days, disappearing vacations. Americans are coping with an unprecedented level of stress in this day and in this time. Because there's not a time when we can turn. How many of you, right, are nervous that you might miss a call, even while you're in church? We've reached a stage in our society where we can't turn anything off. In Japan, it's known as karoshi, death from overwork. They actually have documented over 10,000 deaths a year associated with stress-related death from work. 45% of working Americans report high job stress. 25% call their jobs the number one stress factor in their lives. So what's the answer? What do we do about it? Are we simply to succumb to work weariness, to technological overload, to the 24/7 syndrome? Did you know that a few years ago, 24/7 didn't even exist? Nobody knew what that would mean. 20 years ago, you said, oh, we're working 24/7. What do you mean 24/7? Now what? We know automatically what that means. We never turn it off. It may surprise you that perpetual tiredness and uninterrupted stress are not what God had planned for the human race? But you can't Google the answer.